When he was cooking, he found something strange. The egg in his hand was empty. He thought it was just a coincidence. So he picked up another one and pinched it gently. But it was still empty. Until he crushed the whole egg into pieces. But he still couldn't find a perfect egg. But this is not the strangest thing. When he wiped the window of the balcony, he didn't know that the wall behind him moved by itself. After a while, he was pinched by the wall. But when he was about to suffocate, the wall miraculously restored its original shape. At first, Alice thought she was too tired recently, so she had an illusion. So she didn't care too much. But when she continued to wipe the glass, she found traces of the pinching. She finally realized that the scene before was real. When she was confused, she suddenly remembered a strange thing that happened when she first moved to this community. That day, all the residents gathered together and held a grand party. Everyone's faces were smiling with happiness. But except for the black-haired girl, she said something strange in public. "You shouldn't be here." But everyone heard this and thought she was going crazy again. Because this is the community with the highest happiness index. It was made by the man named Frank, who spent a lot of money to make it. All the families who moved in were given a standard big villa. Even the luxury car was the best. But it wasn't enough. The company also provided every man with a high-paying position. There were only 2 conditions to join the community. First, men had to join Frank's company and work at the headquarters every day. Second, no one was allowed to get close to the desert north of the community. It would cause unpredictable consequences. And the life in the community was very regular. Food and drinks were also available. Women could enjoy their luxurious life as they wanted. But before their husbands got off work, they had to do physical training. This was to maintain a perfect figure so that they could please her better when her husband came back. But Frank was an exception. Since a month ago, she broke the rule and tried to take her son to the desert north. But when the security guard found her, the child was gone. And she started to go crazy. The security guard said that this community was just a lie and warned everyone to leave immediately. But everyone ignored her words and even whispered behind her back. They argued that Frank's mental disorder was caused by the pain of losing her son. But Alice vaguely felt that there was another secret behind it. Until one morning, when she was doing housework, she could no longer control her impulsive mind. So on that day, she took a bus to the northernmost part of the town. The driver said that the next stop was the last stop. At this moment, a plane suddenly appeared and seemed to be about to crash. She hurriedly asked the driver to stop the car and said that there was a plane in front of her that had crashed and needed to be rescued immediately. Unexpectedly, the driver refused to stop the car. Because it was a forbidden area in the northern desert, they couldn't get close. She had no choice but to get off the car and go forward. When the man saw it, he immediately 30 guards on the side of the road and ran forward all the way. I don't know how long she walked. She finally arrived at the place where the plane crashed. But the strange thing is that the wreckage was not found around. She was very confused. At that time, she saw clearly that it was near here. Could it be that her memory was distinct to a hillside? Her husband explained slowly that she must have been too tired recently and had a nightmare. If there was really a plane crash, she would hear it. Seeing her so serious, it seemed that she really felt that everything before was a dream. A happy life was right in front of her. Why did she go to find out all this? But the next day, the woman suddenly called. She didn't expect that the man knew that the woman had gone to the northern desert and believed that she had seen the truth. Everything here is fake. She hoped that the man could go with her to investigate. But the woman felt that she was also having a nightmare like herself. That's why she was so nervous. But the next day, the woman had an accident. She didn't know why she suddenly ran to the roof. No matter how the woman called her, she didn't say a word. She was confused. Unexpectedly, the next second, she pulled out a dagger and killed herself. She was shocked by this. She wanted to go up and check, but she was forcibly pulled by the staff. They seemed to be at a few stitches. But this time, she no longer believed the dream. because she saw it all with her own eyes. She asked her husband what he was doing every day. It seemed that the woman in the town never knew what her husband's job was. But in the face of this problem, the woman said nothing. She had no choice but to say nothing. The next day, when she was in the physical education class, she found something terrible. She turned black in the mirror. The next second, she started to hit the mirror with her head. It seemed that she was blaming the woman for not believing her. She was shocked by this. She shouted out by accident. The girls next to her looked at her like a mental patient. But she accidentally found the black girl's test report. She wanted to ask the doctor about her situation. But she didn't expect that her story was exactly the same as her bag. When the two went out, he hurried up to look for it. But the woman just opened the bag and turned back. "I'm so glad you came back and you left this. I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on." Luckily, she didn't find out in time. When she saw the doctor in her husband's car, she took out the black girl's. Frank was staring at her. She seemed to know that she violated the rules and went to the northern desert. But what's more ridiculous is that her husband, who had just been here for less than a year, actually got promoted and became a senior consultant of Frank's company in January. He knew that some people had been here for 10 years and finally got a higher power. She didn't dare to believe all this. What was the purpose of Frank's high praise of her husband? This made her realize the crisis. After seeing this, the blonde girl came to comfort her. Then she told him everything she had seen before. Unexpectedly, her best friend King Holt turned her face on the spot and accused her of violating the rules and going to the northern desert without permission. This would only harm all people. In the end, they broke up without marriage. The next day, her husband held a birthday party at home. When he saw Frank coming, his two good brothers also wanted to go to the party and get a chance to get promoted. But they didn't expect that the other party didn't care about them at all. They could only laugh awkwardly. Then Frank turned around and came to the kitchen to find the woman. He knew everything. "Because I've been waiting for someone like you, someone to challenge me. No great man has changed this." Picked it up and finally got to know each other. Everyone's memories are surprisingly consistent. It's like being implanted. Then he began to point his head at Frank. "It means that our memories have all been tampered with by him." The death of the black girl was not a simple suicide. It was also arranged by him. Faced with these questions, the other party only expressed a faint expression. The woman had a very serious delusional disorder. Just like the black girl, she just needed to go to the hospital for treatment. Everyone had already been brainwashed by her. Naturally, they chose to believe Frank. The final result was that the party disbanded. "I was expecting so much more from you." The husband was very angry with the woman's action today. He thought she was completely crazy. He deliberately ruined his birthday party. The reason why he climbed up so hard was for the two of them to have a better life. In the future, with the child can also win on the starting line. Faced with the other party's accusation, the woman was not angry, but asked her to leave this hellhole together and start over. But she didn't expect her husband to agree. However, when the two of them were preparing to leave overnight, Nick began to apologize to Lisa. Faced with his future, he still didn't want to give up this opportunity. And just when Lisa was in a daze, two security guards suddenly appeared in front of her. They forced Lisa out. They tied her to the hospital bed and brought her everything with the doctor. The memories in his mind suddenly flashed. "How am I going to take care of you?" "We'll see about that. You're going to get another one." "I'm sorry. I'll take extra shifts." It's not a problem. It turned out that Lisa was a Democratic doctor at that time. She worked overtime for both of them every day. She just wanted her husband to get better. But as time went by, Nick started to fall behind. He relied on Lisa's meager income every day. Even when he was tired and came home, he had to wait for Lisa to cook like a baby. Nick didn't care if the water heater in the house broke. He was so lazy that he didn't take a shower and wanted to heat it up. Faced with this mess, Lisa could no longer stand it. "I just finished a 30-hour shift. I sewed up 12 people. And I gotta be back in 6 hours. and I'm so tired. I just need to go to bed. Good night. But with Lisa mercilessly closing the door, then he accidentally saw on the internet that someone had set up a place called the Strong Community. You can live there without any worries. It can even make people who have lost themselves regain confidence. In order to keep Lisa, Nick decided to apply for this project.